This government talks a lot about us needing to tighten our belts. Our Prime Minister says we're all in this together. But when you look at cuts to our local services, you'll see a different story. 70% of hospitals missed their 4-hour waiting time standard last year. 70%. OK, but please tell me the more serious cases are being seen promptly. In January 2016, 3.3 million people were waiting to see consultants, and 1,000 of those had been waiting over a year. Well, let's just hope that the really vulnerable are being spared. Like our children. Children's mental health services have been cut by £50 million. Well, it seems like the NHS is being hit badly by cuts. But what about other services? Schools, say. According to the Telegraph Online, over 500,000 children are now being taught in supersized classes over 31. 15,000 kids are being taught in classes over 40. So, what about the elderly? Spending on care homes, home visits and Meals on Wheels has been slashed by £4.5 billion since this government came to office. And shockingly, these cuts are thought to have been the largest factor in thousands of extra deaths last year, especially among women. Now, this is from Oxford University's Professor Danny Dorling, an advisor to the government's own Public Health England. At least they'll be protecting the police. 18,000 police officers and 5,000 community support officers have been lost under the Conservatives. More than 340 libraries have been closed since David Cameron came to power. It's not a pretty picture, and it's the same with homes. With younger people unable to get on the housing ladder, according to the Times Online, home ownership in Britain is now amongst the lowest in Europe. And rough sleeping has doubled since 2010. So, does this government care about anyone? Well, it's been very caring to large corporations and high net worths, cutting their taxes or choosing to turn a blind eye to those who dodge them in overseas tax havens, taxes that could pay for the services that most of us depend on, that this government is putting at risk. What we need is some common sense.
This government has made deep cuts to our National Health Service and other public services in the name of balancing the books. But they've failed to do that or rebuild the economy. At the same time, they're letting big corporations and the wealthy off the taxes that the rest of us pay. We'll create a fair taxation system and make sure the richest pay their share of the services that we all need. With the funds raised, we'll be able to protect the National Health Service and build the homes to rent or buy that people need. And we'll invest in a strong and fair economy that works for all and put an end to the failed economic policies that threaten our living standards.
That's more like it.